Evening, freaks. I'm here to give you a read straight from the hip with lots of lip, and I'm moving forward with the broad scope predictions for 2023 for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, and Chiron is being asked to be thrown in the mix because we have had quite a journey with Aries, Chiron this year. A lot of healing of the wounds of the self. So it's gone very personal, our journey into healing this year. We've really been looking at some foundational things. So if you have a Chiron placement in Aries, this also could speak to you. Or if you have a loaded first house, a stellium, 3 or more planets in that first house, or a significant placement, okay, like one of the ones I just called out. This is a collective read, okay, so do be aware that there's a lot of different stories that can come in. I'm reading for a wide variety of people. It's interesting because I said weeding, so I feel like maybe there's some things that you're weeding out. I've already been getting a lot of downloads coming in for you, Aries, so I'm really looking forward to just jumping into this energy and seeing what's in store for you. We're going to be doing a zodiac spread where we cover all the different houses, all 12 houses, all 12 areas of life, and give you a comprehensive view of what 2023 has in store for you. So this is a predictive read. Some of the things that you hear aren't necessarily going to resonate because they're not talking about what's going on now, but what's shaping up for the future, okay? Do flip-flop rules as you need to if any past elements come in or present elements come in, because it can when we're doing a read for the future, because it's based on the experiences you're going through right now. That being said, do use that as a tool. If you hear something that you're not digging, you can change it up, all right? You can change your stance. Listen to the guidance that comes in with the read, with the message. I just had an interruption there. I just had an interruption in the feed. So there's some interesting things going on. Just outside of Detroit here, we are expecting stormy weather to be coming in pretty soon, but I don't know. It's not really feeling very stormy right now. Uh, anyway, maybe you got some storm to clear out. Maybe there's something brewing. Maybe something you got to clear out, Aries. I don't know. This just coming in was 3:33 on the clock when I said that. But sometimes you need to have a good storm. Maybe it's a quiet storm. Maybe it's a storm of emotions that have been held inside and you're about to communicate something very important. Oh my gosh, I got sentience. You're about to communicate something very important and it provides a breakthrough. Sometimes storms can be a good thing. All right, interesting. Just interesting with your energy. Hopefully the feed holds up here. All right. I am doing a pre-record with this, but anyway, flip-flop the roles as you need to when they come through in terms of gender or, a situation. Pick what side you're on, okay? Pay attention to what your intuition tells you and how it's guiding you in the read. And yeah, let's jump into it. You got Ace of Cups as the basis of the matter heading into 2023. So this is a very positive sign of really taking the time to pour into yourself first. And it was 4:44 on the clock when I said that, okay? So you are really taking the time to learn how to receive is what I'm getting. This is what's coming through very strongly. You're not very used to receiving. That can be an uncomfortable place. It's often an uncomfortable place for many people. But I think this is one of the things that came through for you, especially over this past year, that Aries has been hosting Chiron. Chiron has been helping you deal with the wounds of the self. And a lot of these wounds, they started during the developmental years, early in childhood. So I think this is stuff that's been coming up for you, and you've noticed this connection. Some of you have a complicated relationship with your mother, there's things that frustrate you about your mother. Most of the time, it's something along the lines of feeling like um, mother wasn't able to be really empowered. And so this is something that you've kind of grappled with. Maybe you felt like you've always had to really take care of your mother when you kind of feel like you're the one who should have felt that support. This is something that came forward over the past year. It's something you've been looking at. You've been redressing that balance. You've been redressing that balance by making sure you've kind of given yourself that care, that time, that space, the nurturing that you didn't really feel like you got a whole lot of in your dynamic with your mother. This is for some of you, it's really been teaching you a lot. It's been also freeing up your abundance. Like you notice that when you nurture yourself, when you show up for yourself in this way, that there's also like an effect on how your finances flow. You find more financial freedom. You find that what is needed is provided for. You're starting to make these connections in your mind, the role that nurturing plays with being even open, like softened enough to be able to receive, and that does actually manifest in very practical ways and just in terms of financial growth. But then you're also seeing how, because you weren't in that place in some of your connections and some of your relationships, because you learned how to be in this holding pattern from caretaking. I feel like caretaking the mother a lot, which kind of puts you in a codependent dynamic. It's been hard to like let go and soften and move into that ebb and flow in relationships where you can really allow yourself to be vulnerable. But I see that all of this work you've done on the self and looking at this, your relationship to that mother concept. And for some of you, this can be in relation to your spirituality. Some of you opened up to more of a relationship with a deity where you find you connect more with like viewing it as a goddess energy. I can see that there's been a lot of men on this solstice, on this night of solstice. I have to bring it in, and it's also, the start of Yuletide. So I just want to say to all of you who walk the weird way, all of you who are on a pagan path, all of you who honor the turning of the wheel, I just wish to wish all of you a blessed winter solstice, and enjoying this time of final reflection and getting still and sinking in as we eagerly await the return of the Sun King. From this point forward, we start to more and more leave the darkness behind and move into the light. And I feel this is very symbolic with what's coming up for you, Aries. It's like this light is returning back into the heart center when maybe you shut down for a while because you moved into some vulnerable territory. It scared you, like it brought up stuff that you weren't necessarily ready to look at. You needed to have that space to really sink into it. This also kind of took you down a rabbit hole in terms of your previous relationships, what those have been like for you. All right. Big download coming in right off the bat, and I haven't even started to lay out the spread. Okay, so I am going to shuffle for the spread. I want to shuffle on camera, so I'll have timestamps provided once this is aired, so you can skip ahead to the reading if you don't want all that preamble. Thing is, though, is while I'm shuffling, often like messages come in, so it's up to you. I'll leave it up to you. Some people just want to get straight to the read, though, so But if you want to hang with me, I love to have you hang with me. All right. So we're going to just lay this out, shuffling for Aries. And this is for 2023 predictions. Spirit, show us how Aries will be feeling as they move through 2023. How are they represented? Okay. We're going to go over these once I have them all laid out. All right. All right. How will Aries money be in 2023? This one come out. All right. How will Aries communication be in 2023? Show us what communication will be like for Aries in 2023. Isn't that interesting? We get to communication. All right, interesting. I was going to say we get to communication, then you like clam up, So I feel like there's been some stuff around communication. It's been hard to find the words. Like you don't know how to find the words to say what you want to say. And this is something that's actually been frustrating for you, is just trying to articulate what's coming up for you and what you're feeling. I feel like this is in relation to an important connection. Okay. All right. Let's look at home. What's going on in the home for Aries in 2023? What's going on in the home for Aries in 2023? What is going on in the home for Aries in 2023? What is going on in the home for Aries in 2023? What is going on in the home for Aries in 2023? It's complicated. It's complicated. That's what I'm hearing. It's complicated. Maybe feeling a little torn about what to do in relation to home. Okay. Oh, okay. That's good. That's a good sign. We'll get into that. Okay. What's going on in the area of earthly pleasures, romance, fun, hobbies, just basically enjoying life, doing more living life? All right, let's okay. That's interesting. Okay, what's going on in the area of work and routine for Aries in 2023? What's going on in the area of work and routine for Aries in 2023? What's going on in the area of work and routine for Aries in 2023? Okay. Ooh, it comes in as a crossing influence too. Okay, interesting. All right, what's going on in partnerships for Aries in 2023? All right, that came out right quick. So that's partnerships like committed love relationships, unions. It's usually on a heart level. Okay, it could be like creative partnerships. We'll see what comes up. It's also the house of marriage. Okay, the house of Libra, the seventh house there. Now we're going to dive into the eighth house. What's coming up in sex, the occult, death, transformation, all that alchemy stuff for Aries in 2023. What's coming up in that eighth house action? Okay, we got another crossing influence. It'll be interesting to see what that is. Face down. What's coming up in the area of travel, expansion, and spirituality for Aries in 2023? What's coming up in travel, expansion, and spirituality for Aries in 2023? What's coming up in the area of travel, expansion? Oh, okay, that's interesting. Wow. Oh boy. Wow, that's really a cool card to come out there. I can't wait to share that one with you all. Okay, and what's coming up in the area of PR, career, image, brand for Aries in 2023? How will people view Aries in 2023? What will there be? What will be their reputation? Their street cred. Show us what's going to be going on with Aries in terms of public image in 2023. What's going on for Aries in the area of public image in 2023? Some stuff to sort out there. It's like, whew, all right, we hit on it with that. Okay, and what's going on with friends and community for Aries in 2023? What's going on? Woo, all right, meeting some spirited friend there. All right, that's cool. And then finally, what is the karma? What is the karma, the evolution required, the blind spot, the shadow work, and hidden enemies for Aries in 2023. All that 12 house action. What's coming in for Aries in 2023? All right, we got a couple there. Okay. All right, we're going to dive into this and have ourselves some fun here. Okay. A lot of really positive cards coming up on the board right off the bat. So I think that the energy is going to be lightening up. It looks like there's some interesting aspects at play. We're in that Mercury retrograde pre-shadow right now. I'm already noticing I'm tripping up over my words when I'm recording these readings. So bear with me. Okay, so for you, what represents you in 2023 is you're looking out toward the future, Aries. I think you don't want to go over old ground anymore. I think you're tired of kind of looking back at what happened. I think you held a lot of space for this. I think that you needed to revisit your past. It was really essential. You realized at some point that there were certain things in your life that you couldn't move forward with until you first sort of had like like a back to the future kind of moment, you know? You needed to hop in the DeLorean, you needed to go back to the past, you need to look at the foundation, like what brought you to where you were and why you make the kind of choices you do. I think there's some parts of you where you felt like maybe you just made certain choices almost on autopilot, you know, just because it's the way things have always been done. Maybe it's the way you've seen things handled in your family growing up. You were doing a lot of this healing of the wound of the self. You've been hosting that Chiron, okay? So that's a lot of going over old ground and at a very fundamental level. I think like you've done a lot of work on your childhood and you've done a lot of work around old loves and, you know, just all of this, just holding space for the past, really allowing, you know, those ghosts of the past, you know, to kind of come and haunt you for a bit and actually holding space for it, like letting them pull up a seat at the table with you and informing you about your roots and why you do certain things, you know, why you make certain choices and why you keep running across the same patterns over and over again in your life. I feel like now though, you've held enough space for it. Like you're just like, all right, I'm ready to build a bridge and get over it. Like I don't want to sit here and keep looking back at what happened. It's not really serving me to do that. It's keeping me in a holding pattern by doing that. And I think you're really like envisioning your future and what does that look like? Right now, you're more in the exploratory stage of that. You're being open-minded. I think you're also willing to do things differently than you've done them before. And you feel that there's something new on the horizon, but you're trying to kind of like set your sights. You haven't made like a definitive decision yet about what that looks like. So you're just trying to get the slate clean from all the past focus so you can stay really present and looking out toward the horizon. So I see you dreaming new dreams and like really holding a lot of space for how do I want to move forward from this point. And people are going to see you in that respect too. I think that's how your personality is going to present itself too. Maybe some of your friends will be a little thrown off about that because they're used to you kind of like bringing up old stuff a lot, and they're just going to see something new in you. You seem a little bit lighter, you seem a little bit more open and ready, you know, ready to strike out and head in a new direction. So that's a real positive energy to bring in right off the bat. Now, how will your money be doing? It looks like really good. And it looks like you may decide to go into some kind of entrepreneurial pursuit. If you've been working for somebody else, you might decide to sort of break off from that and head in your own direction, do your own thing. Some of you are artists and you have an idea for how you can actually do what you love and have it be a source of income for you. You're looking to head more into a creative direction in terms of your career. This is really coming up strongly as a general theme in the collective. I'm finding front and center. And that may have something to do with that Aries and Chiron work too, just a lot of times when we do our healing work and it goes so foundational back to our childhood, we realize the way that some of our more what later were deemed childish aspirations, maybe because we wanted to be a singer, maybe because we wanted to be a painter, or wanted to head off in some unconventional direction that, well, you can't make a living doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot more of you are going to be opening up to that. You've rediscovered those parts of you and you really want to allow them full expression, and you realize things are different now. And it was 21:21 on the clock when I said that. You're ready to try a new way. You are ready to bring some of your more innovative ideas forward, and you're recognizing that your career needs to really be in alignment with that it has to stimulate you on a creative level. A lot of you have been working in really structured careers, some of you really corporate careers. It's felt a little confining. I see there's more creativity coming into your work in 2023. I also see more entrepreneurship, building something for yourself. 22 on the clock when I said that. So, feels like big alignment energy to me. It's a building block for you, for your future, is to, go with what, really interests you. And 22:11 on the clock. I'm telling you, man, there's something about this. I really feel like a lot of you are going to get into something creative, and you're going to do your own thing. It might start out as a side hustle, but it grows pretty quickly. And you're going to see continued growth in this area. And it's also going to be really satisfying for you, right? So that's a great thing coming in the money picture. Definitely going to be manifesting some finances for yourself through an unconventional route. All right. Something that's an inspired idea. And I keep getting like master numbers coming in. You had 22:44 when I said that. So this is definitely something that pays off and leads to really positive new beginnings for you, and blows your mind about, ways that you can look at a career. It doesn't have to be, what you were told. Maybe mom and dad didn't know what they were talking about, and that's okay. You can forge a new way. Um, you can forge a new way. And some of you, that's what it's about. Like maybe you have a parent that's no longer with you, parent who's passed on, and maybe they worked really hard their whole life. They didn't have any joy in their career. Can you think of something more beautiful than to live out that expression that they never got a chance to live out, through you? It's such a powerful healing to like step into your birthright. And it's amazing how it also makes you feel more connected to those who came before you, so there's the ancestor piece coming in for you very, very strongly right now too, which is interesting because this is all communication. Okay. The next area we're looking at, and you got the 8 of Cups. Okay. So there's a lot coming in here. I feel like you're needing to build a bridge through communication with somebody in 2023. This could be in relation to something you had walked away from. Maybe you had turned your back before you had gotten a chance to say some things you really needed to communicate. With the rabbit hanging out here, this might have been because of fear. Fear may have held you back from saying what you needed to say. In some cases, you went ghost or somebody else went ghost on you, and it was because of fear. There was like a disconnection that happened here. It happened in the area of communication. There might have been like an ending in a relationship, an ending in a friendship. I feel like this was like an energy where, 2 people went off in separate directions, and now there's a need to like bridge the gap. I'm really feeling there's something that's missing here. Something feels incomplete in this process. It's something involving communication. Some of you are also going to be communicating that you're leaving something behind, that you're transforming a behavior that you realize doesn't really work for you anymore. It's kind of shocking for you to make the admission. This really shows like having a conscious moment of like a behavior that you understood was interfering in your ability to really connect with others. I see communication as really being about connection, So with this Eight of Cups coming up in the area of communication for you, I feel like there's some block you recognized in yourself that didn't facilitate the communication that was needed in the past. And I feel like you're going to be redressing this balance. And there's going to be opportunities to kind of like say the things that you weren't able to say back then. Now that's going to be coming in for you in 2023. And I feel like it's coming in both ends. I feel like in some cases, it's you reaching out and expressing yourself. I feel like Aries, you're always like you're the initiator, and you may have been the initiator in this situation as far as the like shutting down the communication or walking away. And so it's kind of like in order for that door to open, you need to be the one to open it, I do see you getting there. I do see you wanting to like get over this stuff and get the flow of communication going again. It promises to be something positive because when we have the Eight of Cups, we're moving away from something that we recognize doesn't serve us. And then we are moving toward the path of heart, that which speaks to us on more of a soul level. So this to me is also talking about you're wanting to have deeper communication too. You're wanting to have deeper connections. You really want to be able to express your emotions with more ease. So you might be doing some work around this too. You might even be going to get like some kind of counseling or some kind of therapy or joining some kind of support group. So you're able to process some things through communication as well in 2023. And it will really help you in just being able to open your heart and connect with others. So that's a very positive message coming in there. Now, I love it because the next card we got is for the home, and you have the Six of Wands here. So if you've been dealing with any kind of challenges on the home front, if anything has been difficult for you, whether you're living with other people and maybe, there's been just, problems within the household or having it not feel like a home, disconnect. Again, I'm getting, I see these challenges are overcome. I also feel like you may be celebrating a home in 2023. You might get a new home. You might have some kind of really nice up leveling in your home too with the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is always like very much a card of having a come up, it's like a glow up. So some of you may be renovating your homes, you may be remodeling, you may be doing something to spruce up your property. Others of you will be buying new homes. There's a lot of celebration about this. There's a big up leveling. It's like a glow up. You might, even have kind of a fancy little shindig, a housewarming party, kind of really pull out all the stops. It's something to celebrate. I also feel like with that coming in, there's something about really feeling like you overcame some challenges in the past. Maybe you had a lot of issues around the home in the past. You didn't have stability in the home. You maybe were moving from one place to another all the time. You never owned a home before. You were just a renter, and now you finally bought your first home. There's something along the lines here. There's something really to celebrate on the home front, and I feel like you've overcome a lot of challenges in this area, and there's something to feel really good about. I do feel like there's a big up level in the home, though. Like you're moving toward like your goals. If you wanted to be a home buyer, you wanted to move into a bigger home, or you've wanted to move to a new area, anything along these lines. Like I see that being successful. You know, you're going to really hit the mark with that, and you're going to be happy with the outcome on home front matters. So excellent, man. Excellent. And a lot of you, this home, it's like home within yourself. 30-30 on the clock when I said that. It's like you've got, you know, you got your mojo back. You feel like you're back in your element. You're feeling good about yourself again. And this is an interesting piece to come in here, though. I'm getting this like sort of this piece about, you know, this is your earth suit. Your body is also your home too. And I feel like a lot of you are going to be having a glow up, like physically. You're going to be, you know, you're going to be looking good. You're going to be getting in shape. You know, some of you have makeover goals. I see those being successful. So really positive messages coming in there for your home. Okay. Highlight area 2023. If you've been looking for that place called home, you're going to find it in 2023 and you'll be very happy with how that turns out. Then we are looking in the area of earthly pleasures and creativity. And you got the 5 of Wands. And, you know, I'm just going to put it out there. Some of you are going to get yourself in some messy situations. And I feel this all has to do with the communication piece, okay? The communication piece. Some of you are just really going to enjoy the single life, playing the field, you know. You want to go out and explore your options. You want to take it light, easy, breezy, all right? You're not necessarily wanting to get into anything serious. You can't settle down. You know, there's this feeling of wanting to just play, have fun, you know. I really feel like for the masculines, especially, like the masculines are really going to be in this place where, yeah, they're going to be wanting to sow their wild oats. But I see there could be some drama that comes along with this as well. The reason I say that is because, you know, the 5 of Wands a lot of times can be arguments, you know, and it's usually a matter of there's like too many cooks in the kitchen and it spoils the pot. So what I would say is if you want to go out and you want to do that and you want to have your fun, you would be wise to really be open and upfront and communicate that just so you can spare yourself any hassles, because I don't think you would really enjoy this 5 of Wands energy when it gets to that point. It can be fun in the beginning, and then it becomes a big mess to clean up, you know. And this is the year for no more drama, right? We already see with the 8 of Cups, you've walked away from some stuff, so you know, you don't want to go back here, right? This is also competition. Okay. So there could be a lot of competition, maybe for the person you're interested in. Maybe there's a lot of other people interested in that person. I could also see you finding out that there's more people involved with somebody you've been seeing or had an interest in than you realize. This could be the propensity for third party dynamics to come in. Absolutely. There may also be a connection where like the sex is really good, but you all fight a lot. Like you constantly like butting heads. You might like to stir up fights sometimes because it makes the sex better. This is something coming in for for Aries collective. Okay, this is an adult channel, so if you're under 18, you shouldn't be here. But this is coming in, you know. This is coming in. Some of you too are wanting to explore more kink, you know. You're wanting to explore your more wild side in the bedroom, you know. There's definitely this piece about exploring, you know, exploring whether this is with a partner or, you know, just out there with multiple people. I do see, though, that there can be problems caused by other people in the area of you know, romance. There can be some issues. There can be some issues with people interfering because of competitiveness. You know, there is this competitive energy. So that's kind of an interesting piece to come through for you. I think it's fascinating the way it ties in with your communication message coming in, how you need to put focus on this. So I would say you can avoid a lot of hassles and ensure that you continue to have fun, which is what you really want to do. You want to have some spirited fun. I think you want to also get away from arguments. You want to have more like lively banter. You know, you want to have like kind of spirited exchanges. You want to go out there and find someone who sees the fire in your eyes and knows how to play with it. You know what I'm saying? But too much fire, you're gonna get burned. All right. So there's sort of this like temperance energy needed. I feel like it comes through the area of communication in 2023. I also feel like, you know, you need to bring some attention to like getting rid of what interrupts your pleasure, okay? And if you got these people that are like bad apples in the bunch, and they're always bringing a bunch of drama around you, you might want to think of nixing that, okay? Now, in the area of work and routine, oh, you are going to be busy, 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 busy. Things are really going to get moving for you within the first 2 months of 2023. And I also feel like there's going to be a lot of travel. So that's going to shake up your routine a bit. You're going to be out there wanting to explore the world. For those of you looking to relocate, to move, you might be exploring where you want to move. I feel like there is some transformation involved in this. This is also a good time for love for you as well. And you may find that love disrupts your routine, you know. It's something new. You have to make space for it. So your routine might kind of be a little off. Like you might scatter your energy at times. It'll be important for you to focus, especially in areas of work where, again, you're in charge of communication, like taking care of your emails, taking care of any advertising that needs to go out, any kind of social media engagement to promote what you're doing. 3737. A lot of you are going to be doing stuff online. You're switching to more virtual workspace rather than having a physical space to work in. Some of you are going to be traveling in your work. You know, there's this element involved. So there's going to be like a shakeup in the routine, but also a need to figure out how you can still have that organization within that so you don't fall behind on your communications. And I would say at this time too, be very mindful of how much you take on. Be mindful of what your schedule looks like, because when this energy gets picked up, it's going to move real fast. I see like lovers jaunts. I see you're going to be traveling with somebody that you're interested in romantically. I feel like there will be the arrows of love. You know, you definitely got love vibes coming in for you in 2023. But there's this like playful kind of spirited, like exploratory energy around it. Things may come in really fast, and there will be the desire to just kind of like go with the flow of that. So this may not be the best time for all of you to be in commitments because of that. You know, you'll want this kind of like fast, loose energy. There also could be the potential. I mean, I'm just looking at the area of romance. We know that you did have like that Ace of Cups energy come in, but I feel like right now you're sort of just still, even those of you who are in relationships, there's some aspect of your relationship where there's still this openness for exploration. And maybe that's just exploration of private, personal time where, you know, you go off and you do your own thing and you're with a partner that is secure enough in themselves where they don't have an issue with you going off on vacations by yourself, or, you know, hanging out without them. You know, maybe you need to have some freedom so you don't lose touch of your individuality. That's really important to you. And I think that's very healthy. Okay. So there's still kind of like this open quality in your relationship. All right. And there's need for communication around all this too. So this piece, you know, is still coming in very much so, but If you feel like things have been kind of dragging or kind of slow, like they're only going to get faster for you in 2023. I really feel like you're going to be on the move a lot, all right? Definitely on the move a lot. But hey, at least you got a really good home base to come back to, right? So make sure your home is like your castle, and you can really, have a place to just shut out all the busyness when you're done with your day, because it really looks like you're going to be on the go quite a bit, quite a bit. All right, so the next area we are looking at is sex, death, the occult. With this 7 of Wands, I mean, look at all these wands coming at you. I think you might have a lot of people who like want a piece of you. They want to connect with you. They want your time. I think you're like holding out. I think you don't want to settle. You may have a lot of options coming in your way, but you're kind of choosing to be in your own energy. I'm really feeling this. uh, you're wanting something more, you're wanting loyalty, you're wanting somebody you can count on. And right now, I think a lot of you feel like that loyalty is, within yourself. It's within yourself. You got to be loyal to yourself. You got to be true to yourself. I see this snail here. Okay. So it's like, I feel like you're wanting to take things slow in terms of like sex. You're wanting to slow your roll on that a little bit. Maybe you open up with this really like kind of like exploratory phase and you burn out on it at a certain point in 2023, and you just kind of feel like protecting your energy a bit. That's what I got. Some of you may even choose to like go celibate. You may choose to just abstain from having sex for a while, just so you can just be in your own energy. Hey, I think that can be really healthy. I do feel like you're putting an end to this kind of like type of sexual interaction, though, at least putting it on pause for a bit in 2023. If you've been out playing the field, you're kind of like, And if you're recently out of a relationship and you're single, I don't think you're going to want to just like jump into, exploring all these options. There's sort of like this period of you really wanting to just have time to yourself, integrate your own personal experiences and get to know yourself again. So this is cool. This is a really cool energy. And I think you're going to be doing a lot of growth, a lot of growth. Some of you may be very interested in like Egyptian spirituality, Anubis coming in really strong here for some of you. Okay. You might explore that. You might even want to, travel to go and see the pyramids, explore Egypt. This piece coming in, very interesting there. Then we got travel and expansion, and it's interesting. It's coming in as a crossing influence. And what do we got? We got the Knight of Swords. Okay, so I can't help but notice this bat and just this piece that came in. It's sort of like trailing in as a secondary message, that one that just came in about the Egyptian connection. I'm picking up this rebirth energy, and I mean, that's such a theme in Egyptian spirituality. You might be opening up to a more like Egyptian spirituality. You might read the Book of Thoth. That's something you might open up to exploring. You may feel like you had a past life in Egypt. Some of you have ancestors from Egypt. It's important for you to connect. I got Ma'at energy really strong coming in here too, just with the sword energy, because it's the Knight of Swords, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Libra is invoking that Ma'at energy very powerfully, very powerfully. It's all about balance. Ma'at is all about balance and weighing in her scales of justice, the heart against the feather. And so this piece coming in, that's such an interesting piece to come in and travel and expansion and spirituality. Okay. The house of Sagittarius. Sagittarius may play a role. Somebody who has strong Sagittarius placements in their chart. Libra came in too. Okay. You may have these signs are sort of in this sphere in 2023 on some level. Any strong placement in the chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars. Um, so that can be a lot of different people, but I see there is some kind of movement. When we have the Knight of Swords, we have moving forward swiftly. So you may have really wanted to travel to Egypt, or you may have wanted to travel to some place that you feel spiritually connected. I see you just like going forward and doing it. You're going to start to trust your intuition a lot more and allow yourself to flow with that. I also feel like there's some kind of expansion that happens through travel, and it happens very quickly. For some of you, this is connected toward in relation to your career, something that is going to shift in terms of your career. And again, if you're doing work online, there's going to be like a sudden quick growth and expansion, particularly if you take your work in a more like, I'm getting like a metaphysical direction. This may even connect to that Egyptian piece. I don't know why I'm getting that, I don't know why I'm getting that. It's coming in for somebody very strongly. Maybe you want to start like a YouTube channel where you go into like the mysteries of Egypt and the spirituality of Egypt and bring all that in. Your channel like takes off like crazy. Like crazy. A lot of growth, big growth. And it just made me think of Egyptian intuition tarot. I love her readings, and I tune in for her readings. So that might be a message coming through for her. I don't know if she'll ever see this, but if you watch her stuff, let her know. There's a prediction that came in about big growth in her channel, big growth. Especially as she brings in more of that spirituality piece, like the Egyptian spirituality. There's a lot of growth that comes in sharing more of that part of her. Really cool message to come in there. I don't know if she has any Aries placement, so that's interesting for that to come in there. Yeah, it looks like a lot of movement going about in the world, and something about this moving into that kind of expansion where you're going out and seeing different places and experiencing, different things, making connections with different people, the people you'll be networking with. Like your network is really going to grow and expand, and there may be like a more depth to these connections, like spiritual connection. And it's really wild because I got that piece, about the growth, especially if you're doing something online. And the next area we're looking at is PR, career, image, brand. So if you needed to do some kind of reworking in terms of your reputation or how people are seeing you or how you're coming across, this may be in particular around how you're viewed online, in the work you do online, or even just in your online community. I see that there is something that maybe it was a challenge for you, or you felt like maybe you just couldn't get any traction online, or maybe you hadn't found your people online, or you found yourself constantly having challenges online, just in the way you were coming across and communicating, like people weren't getting you, something along these lines. Or maybe you went through something that was difficult. We do have this like 5 of Wands energy that can be a carryover energy. And maybe there was some kind of something that happened online that maybe you felt like it like dinged your reputation a little bit or something. I feel like you're really going to be coming back from that. You learned something through those experiences, and it has you kind of going through a revamp. I do pick up like really big, like transformation, makeover, glow up kind of energy with you. And I think your public image definitely comes into that as well. I see it coming to a successful completion. There is going to be transformation in this area and success on the other side. So this really looks good. I think also people are really going to see you reach that place of success in your life in 2023. So definitely work anything you're considering doing online, big success for you, and a lot of public recognition coming through. Probably some press in relation to this as well. So go forward with that if you've been considering that. It'll turn out very well for you. Friends was also in a crossing position. Okay, so here's that pearl look, and what I was talking about online and the reputation here. This little creature is handing a pearl. You're looking back. Maybe what was a third party dynamic, something between a community of people that caused a little disappointment. This could have been within a relationship, you know. We do see there's been some kind of loss in relationships and friendships. There's been something that you've been looking back on, and at one point it was, you know, there was a lot of camaraderie, a lot of togetherness. There was a spirit of celebration in these connections, a lot of happiness, and now you feel like there's been this like falling out. There's like, it's almost like a crying over spilt milk kind of energy, but you know, this figure is here to remind you that there's some kind of wisdom that came forward in these experiences for you, some lesson that was gleaned, and you have a pearl of wisdom to carry you forward. There's still something here. And, you know, you might consider making up with somebody that you cast aside, okay, with these Two of Cups coming in with that bat energy. And isn't that wild? So you have that bat energy in the Knight of Swords, too. So there could be air sign energy. Okay, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, any strong placement in the chart. You might want to, you know, revisit this. There might be some healing that needs to happen here. Maybe there's some kind of pearl that can be gleaned, you know, maybe some lesson learned on both parts. Again, there's this piece about communication that is just so strongly coming forward for you. It's so necessary. I also feel like you're going to have new people coming into your life too, where there's been falling out with friendship groups. You know, maybe there were some people that's just like, you know, you had your time together. It was time to move on, you know, and there's new connections that are coming in, new connections that will appreciate, you know, what you bring to the table. I just got this like pearls before swine, you know, kind of energy. Like maybe you really just freely, you know, gave the best of yourself to people that in the end they didn't deserve that care, that time, that intention. You know, maybe you never even saw it manifest. Maybe you made all kinds of plans with people and they never showed up, you know. There's some peace here, but there's something on the other side of this for you. Okay, so hold tight to that. And then coming up in the house of karma, hidden enemies, and evolution. This might have to do with a fire sign, okay, for that lead in to come in like this, because we do have a court card here. You might be hearing from this person, okay? This may have been somebody that you had challenges with in the past. This would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. I mean, of course, this is you. This may be you initiating this communication. This might have been somebody you blocked out in the past. I'm saying that because of the dragon energy here. Dragons are usually protective. Okay. This could be somebody that, you know, blocked you out too. Pick what side you're on. But I feel like there's communication coming in from a fire sign energy. This may be an energy you viewed as like, you might have thought this person was kind of immature in the past, or maybe they were just kind of like stepping at you half-assed. They weren't delivering what they promised, and it was a really like a disappointment. I feel like this person may still kind of have a bone to pick with you. I'm picking this up since it is hidden enemies. Maybe you don't trust this person because they really made it out like they were loyal to you, but you've seen the ways that they kind of like did you dirty. You have some questions about this. I feel like there's some work to be done around this connection in 2023. So that looks like you're kind of like your karmic cleanup that you're going to be dealing with there. But Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting because it came in with the Page of Swords. Okay, so this is always like my social media card, like somebody's keeping an eye on you on social media and trying to see what you're up to. Maybe they see that you're pouring all this energy into yourself, that you're looking good, you're feeling good. They see that you're in a big bless up phase. There are hidden enemies, so they might want to try to interfere in what you got cooking for yourself. So do be mindful. Do be mindful, okay? Be mindful of this person. They could have strong fire air in their chart, all right? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? Just be aware of that. I want to get a card for you that's just an overarching theme for your 2023. Let's see what we got for you. All right. One came out very easily there. All right. We got abundance. It's coming up in the reverse. Okay. Um, there's some things that I'm noticing here. The first thing that I clued in on was this bull energy here. It's given Taurus, it's given year of the ox. Okay. This could be a source of financial drain. Okay. So I don't know if you're dealing with somebody that has one of these signs strongly aspected in their chart. They may think you're a cash cow. I see that your finances are going to be in a really good place in 2023. We see where you've invested your energy. Some of you are playing the stock market. You're really going to see growth in that area. Okay. Very positive. Like the money's coming in. You're having repeat clients. The business that you're developing online. Some of you might be getting into an ATM business. This might be something that you've explored. You're working in partnership with different banks and such, and this is actually going to give you a big return on your investment. Okay. A lot of you are moving away from the typical grind and your day job, and you're heading on that yellow brick road. You're doing something more creative. You've never gone in this direction before. It excites you. It's a big risk. It's a gamble. It's like that fool's journey. Pays off big time. You make big money. But there is this piece here about somebody that could potentially not be a good person to go into business with, or they might in some way negatively impact your finances. Look, the bull has dollar signs in their eyes, all right? Like they are very focused on money. So this is something I'm getting this as like a cautionary tale, like be aware of this. And I just want to do I want to do a split of the deck on that to get just clarification. Yeah, look at upside down infinity. Okay. And eights are all about money and power. So there's somebody here you need to be aware of. Keep your eyes on this person. There's an imbalance of power in this situation, all right? There's something you can't see just yet. I would say really pay attention to your intuition, though. This could be a connection. It could be somebody you feel very close with. Maybe this person is having financial trouble, but they're not presenting that. They're presenting an image like they really got it together. Be live to this energy. I see that it could really throw your finances out of whack, okay? And you got a lot of really good energy, and you're obviously building something successful for yourself in 2023. So this is a little bit of a cautionary tale. A lot of abundance here, okay? Just make sure that you're being wise with your investing, wise with your spending, and aware of people's motivations when it comes to anything where somebody's trying to get some money from you. All right. Be smart. Be smart. And I see you'll be just in the black and doing very well for yourself. Okay. Looks pretty good, Aries. Some challenges in the mix. Okay. Looks like kind of a wild card year, sort of a wild and free energy that you're going to be working with there. But it overall looks really good and you got some new beginnings. It's just this